Hi everyone, and welcome to Sports Watch. If you like the content, please press the bell icon for further notifications and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So, young India have done it once again. They have defeated Australia for the second game running in the second T20 international in Trivandrum. After the massive disappointment in the World Cup finals where India lost, this would be somewhat of a relief for the Indian team and for the millions of people watching back at home. It was young India, it was fearless India, and once again, it was a comprehensive victory. With, with all the top players missing, the young IPL stars took it upon themselves to get the result that they wanted. Having put into bat first by Matthew Wade, India put up their highest total against Australia, 235 for 4. After a brilliant batting display, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Ishan Kishan all scored spectacular 50s. And Rinku Singh provided the finishing touches at the end. Jaiswal is a good prospect for India, and once again he got the innings off to a flying start. He was particularly severe on Sean Abbott, and he also used his feet against Glenn Maxwell. India got off to a flying start mainly because of him. After 6 overs, they were 77 for 1. That's the kind of momentum that you need at the top of the order from your opening batsman. Now, granted, Australia were not playing their best bowling attack, but still, the intent was there from Gaikwad to tear the bowling apart. And he got dismissed at the very last over of the first power play. And in came Ishan Kishan. Now, Ishan Kishan usually struggles to get into his scheme of things right from the beginning. And once again, in the middle overs, along with Ruturaj Gaikwad, it was looking like these Indians were slowing down. After a brilliant start of 77 for 1 in the first 6 overs, in the next 5 overs, India could manage only 30 runs. And that too, run a ball. But Ishan Kishan and Ruturaj Gaikwad managed to step up the gas just at the right moment. They were particularly severe on the Australian spinners of Tanveer Sangha and Adam Zampa. And once again, the main difference between this young India and the older generation of players is that they play spin better than their counterparts. And they smashed them to all parts of the field. Granted, it wasn't the biggest of fields, but still, against that bowling attack, you need to hit the ball out of the park. And both Ruturaj and Kishan did that. Now, in the back end of the game came that game changer Rinku Singh. Rinku, in his short time as an Indian player in T20 Is, has made quite an impact. He is the perfect finisher that India needs at the back end of the innings. And once again, today, he scored 31 runs of 9 balls. Pretty impressive given the state of the match. And he practically batted the Australians out of the game. In Rinku Singh, India have found a gem. And he would be a regular feature in the T20 games for India in the coming matches. He can even play the role of finisher in the upcoming T20 World Cup that is to be held in the United States and West Indies. Rinku has the perfect temperament and the skill set and the choice of shots needed at the back end of the innings. And given the fact that he is a left hander, that's a bonus because of late we have seen in the Indian team plethora of right-handed batsmen, which often plays to the hands of the opposition and they can tie them up with a left-arm spinner. But Rinku, with his left-handed acumen, brings in variety and also with his great hitting power in the end, he can tear apart any bowling attack. So India scored a remarkable 235 for 4. But on that pitch, even 235 wasn't a comprehensive total because there was plenty of dew on the field and India's bowling attack was relatively inexperienced. And it was evident. Arshdeep Singh in the very first over conceded 11 runs. Prasidh Krishna in the very second over conceded 20 runs. Both Arshdeep and Prasidh have been relatively poor for quite some time now. Arshdeep is on the decline, and so is Prasidh Krishna. They are getting plenty of opportunities, but they are not using that. It was only after the first two overs that Sky realized that he has to bring in his premier bowler and a spinner in Ravi Bishnoi. And he delivered right away. In his very first over, he picked up the wicket of the Australian opener. Now, Bishnoi is a very good bowler, especially in T20 internationals. The wrist spinners in T20 eyes is absolutely imperative. It's like gold dust. You can't get it for free. And Ravi Bishnoi should be given plenty of opportunities because on that pitch, it was difficult to contain the Australian batsmen. And to speak of 3 wickets and go for 8 runs per over, it's very impressive. And Akshar Patel also bowled very well in curbing the Australians. He got the valuable wicket of Glenn Maxwell, who could have single-handedly torn apart the Indian bowling attack. And for a certain point of time, it was looking that Marcus Stoinis and Team David would take the game away from the Indian grasp, with the ball getting difficult and more difficult to grasp, to grip. But still, it was once again Ravi Bishnoi who broke the wicket and took the all important wicket of Team David. And after that, it was all a procession. India got back into the match and the Pacers took some wickets. But in the middle, it was again the spinners of Akshar Patel and Ravi Bishnoi who did the job. So India had a victory of 44 runs over Australia. It was a comprehensive victory. And they go 2-0 up in the 5-match series. Another victory would mean that they would win the series and take an unassailable lead. But what's more impressive is that against this mighty Australian team that features regular Australian players, the young Indian team has held their own. This is a good thing for Indian cricket. SSC Jaiswal, Rinku Singh, Ravi Bishnoi in both these games have been the stars. And in the future, they should warrant a place for themselves in the Indian national side. The Indian side for the T20 World Cup next year would be having some significant changes. There would be places for certain players right up the order and in the middle as well. And with remarkable performances in the middle, Rinku Singh can surely get a place in that all-important squad. If India are to have a good run in the T20 I's, they need some players with X factor. Rinku Singh, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ravi Bishnoi may just be those players. Let me know in the comment section what you feel. And if you like the content, please like, share and subscribe to the channel.